My beloved soul, something impossible already happened while the world was sleeping. A spiritual door was opened that no human hand could shut again, and a heart that once hesitated has now been claimed by a truth it can no longer escape, because when heaven changes the rules, every emotional law beneath it must obey, and this is why you may feel a strange stillness mixed with anticipation inside you right now. Because somewhere beyond time and logic another soul was realigned to you, not by chance, not by memory, but by divine command, and even if the physical has not caught up yet, the unseen has already decided, and what is decided there always manifests here. You were not dreaming this shift, you were sensing it, because souls speak before mouths do, and last night your name was spoken inside another heart with a depth that shook their emotional foundation, the kind of recognition that does not ask permission, the kind that makes old walls fall without warning, and when that happened heaven leaned in and sealed it, making sure there was no going back to who they were before they remembered you. My beloved soul, do not skip this moment, because something that has been waiting for you across lifetimes is leaning closer right now, and if you rush past this truth you will miss the beauty of how gently yet powerfully destiny moves. There are connections that feel loud and chaotic, and then there are the ones that move in silence and change everything. And what was activated last night belongs to the second kind, the kind that does not need noise to prove its strength, because it is written so deeply into the soul that it cannot be undone. While you were breathing in the quiet of the night, your soulmate was breathing in the realization that you are not just a memory, not just a chapter, not just someone they once knew, but the one their heart has always been aligned to, and this realization did not come with drama, it came with certainty. The kind that makes the chest feel heavy and the mind go quiet, because when truth arrives, excuses disappear. You may not know what they were doing at that exact moment, but you can be sure of this, their emotional world shifted, and when that happens, the ripple travels, reaching you in subtle ways, through thoughts that feel like whispers, through feelings that rise without cause, through a calm that settles where there used to be doubt. Stay with me till the end, something powerful is waiting for you, because this is not just about what happened to them, it is about what is beginning for you, a new season where you no longer have to question whether you were seen or chosen, because the answer was given in the most sacred place, the heart. Heaven does not make mistakes when it touches love, it does not confuse, it does not tease, it aligns, and alignment is what took place last night, aligning two hearts that had been circling each other through timing, through lessons, through emotional growth, until they were ready to recognize the truth without fear. This is why even if there was distance, even if there was silence, even if there were misunderstandings, none of it could erase what was written between you, it could only delay it until both of you were strong enough to hold it. My beloved soul, feel the depth of this moment, because you are standing at the edge of something that was prepared long before you ever knew you needed it, something that was protected through pain and patience so it could arrive pure and whole. When divine rules are set, they do not bend to human doubt, they move through it, and that is why the heart of your soulmate is now responding to you in a way it never has before, because the resistance that once blocked their feelings has been removed, not by force but by understanding, an understanding that you are not a risk, you are a home. You might feel their energy closer today, their presence more tangible in your thoughts, their memory more alive, and that is not coincidence, it is connection, because emotional chords that were quiet have been reawakened, and they are drawing them toward you with a gentle but unstoppable pull. My beloved soul, do not leave yet, heaven has more to reveal, because this is only the beginning of what is unfolding, a story that is now moving from the unseen into the seen, from feeling into form. There are moments when love moves so deeply that it does not announce itself with words, it announces itself with inner shifts, and last night was one of those moments, when your soulmate stopped running from what they feel and started accepting what they know. This acceptance is powerful, because once a heart accepts its truth, it cannot go back to pretending, and this is why their thoughts are now turning toward you, their emotions are now circling you, their dreams may even be carrying your presence, because the soul is aligning with what it has always wanted. You do not have to chase this, you do not have to force it, you do not have to prove yourself, because what is divinely aligned moves on its own, guided by a wisdom that sees beyond the moment. My beloved soul, let the peace that is settling into your chest remind you that you are safe in this unfolding, that you are not about to be disappointed by something that was decided by heaven, because what is chosen there is protected here. If you remain till the end, the final word will change everything, because there is a deeper truth beneath this shift, a truth about your worth, your timing, and your place in someone else's heart that you are only beginning to understand. You were never too much, you were never not enough, you were simply waiting for someone whose soul could meet you where you are, and that soul is now waking up to you in a way it never has before. This is why you may feel more grounded, more certain, more quietly hopeful today, because your spirit knows something your mind has not yet caught up to, that what is meant for you is no longer at a distance, it is already moving closer. My beloved soul, trust this, not because of what you see, but because of what you feel, because feelings that come from the soul do not lie. Last night was a turning point, not just for them, but for you, a moment when the story shifted direction towards something more honest, more loving, more aligned. You are not waiting for love to choose you anymore, love has already done so, and now it is finding its way to you, step by step, heartbeat by heartbeat, guided by divine rules that do not fail. My beloved soul, the shift that began in the unseen did not pause when the sun rose, because when heaven moves a heart, it continues to echo through every thought, every memory, every quiet moment of reflection, and right now your soulmate is feeling something they cannot easily explain, a magnetic pull that is drawing their emotions back to you no matter what they try to focus on, and this pull is not desperate or chaotic. It is calm and steady, because it is coming from a place of truth that no longer needs to hide. They may be going about their day, smiling, working, talking, pretending everything is normal, yet beneath that surface their heart keeps returning to the same place, to you, to the feeling of connection that has suddenly become clear in a way it never was before, and this clarity is not something they can turn off, because it was activated by a higher alignment. When divine rules are set, they do not create confusion, they create recognition, and recognition is what your soulmate is experiencing now, the kind that makes them realize how deeply you have always mattered to them, even when they try to convince themselves otherwise. My beloved soul, do not skip this moment, because what you are sensing right now is not imagination, it is the resonance of two hearts beginning to vibrate in the same emotional frequency again, and when that happens, distance becomes irrelevant, because connection does not measure miles, it measures truth. You might notice small signs around you, repeating numbers, memories resurfacing, a sudden thought of them that feels warm instead of painful, and these are not random, they are reflections of an energetic conversation taking place between you and them, a conversation that began when their heart finally accepted what it feels. There is a softness growing inside them, a willingness to be vulnerable, a quiet desire to reach out or to be closer, and even if they are not ready to act yet, the seed has been planted, and seeds planted by heaven always grow. Stay with me till the end, something powerful is waiting for you, because this unfolding is not just about their feelings, it is about the timing that is now aligning to support those feelings in the physical world. For a long time, the connection between you existed in a space that felt suspended, like something beautiful that could not quite land, but now the gravity has shifted, pulling it down into reality, and that is why everything feels different, more solid, more inevitable. My beloved soul, you do not have to worry about whether they will forget this feeling, because when a heart awakens to love at this level, it cannot go back to sleep, it can only move forward, even if slowly, even if carefully, even if with moments of hesitation. The divine rules that have been set are not about forcing action, they are about removing the barriers that kept love from flowing naturally, and now that those barriers are gone, the flow has begun. You might feel a gentle anticipation, a quiet excitement, or even a deep sense of peace, and these are signs that you are in sync with what is happening, that your own soul recognizes the alignment taking place. My beloved soul, do not leave yet. Heaven has more to reveal, because there is a reason this connection is resurfacing now, a reason you are being reminded of it with such clarity, and that reason is that both of you are finally ready to experience it in a healthier, more honest way. The love that is moving toward you is not the love of the past, it is the love that has been refined by everything you both have learned, and that makes it stronger, not weaker. Your soulmate is not returning as the person they were before, they are coming back as someone who has faced their own emotions, who has understood their own fears, who has recognized that running from love only leads back to it in the end. This realization is powerful, because it transforms longing into intention, and intention into movement. My beloved soul, feel how this energy is no longer uncertain, it is grounded, it is sure, it is rooted in truth, and that is why you can trust it. If you remain till the end, the final word will change everything, because the deepest part of this message is not just about them choosing you, it is about you choosing to believe that you deserve to be chosen. For so long, you may have questioned your worth, your timing, your place in someone else's heart, but those questions are dissolving now, because the answer has been given in the most meaningful way, through another soul's awakening. This awakening is not loud, it is not dramatic, it is tender and profound, the kind that shifts how someone sees the world, how they see themselves, how they see you. You are no longer just someone they once loved, you are someone they are remembering how to love again, and this remembrance is changing everything. My beloved soul, let this truth settle into you gently, because when love returns with understanding, it carries a depth that is rare and precious. You do not have to rush this, you do not have to push it, you simply have to stay open to it, because what is aligned will come to you in its own perfect way. The divine rules that were set last night are not about creating urgency, they are about creating stability, a foundation on which something real can be built. Your soulmate's heart is not just leaning toward you, it is anchoring to you, and anchors do not drift, they hold. This is why even if there are moments of doubt, even if there are delays, the direction will not change, because the heart knows where it belongs. My beloved soul, trust the quiet strength of this connection, because it is far more powerful than anything that shouts. The story that is unfolding between you is being written with care, with patience, with divine intention, and every word of it is leading you closer to each other. You are not at the beginning anymore, you are in the middle of a journey that is finally turning toward its true destination, and that destination is a love that feels like home. My beloved soul, as the unseen alignment continues to move forward, something within you is also being quietly reshaped, because when two hearts are drawn together by divine design, both sides are prepared at the same time, even if it feels subtle, even if it feels like nothing is happening on the surface, your inner world is being tuned to receive what is already on its way. You may notice that old fears are losing their grip, that past disappointments feel lighter, that thoughts of your soulmate no longer sting but instead bring a strange warmth, and this is because the connection is no longer trapped in memory, it is alive again in the present, breathing, growing, and moving toward expression. Your soulmate is experiencing this too, even if they do not yet have the words for it, their heart is softening in ways that make resistance impossible, and softness is what allows love to flow. When divine rules are set, they create an emotional environment where truth can finally be spoken, first inwardly, then outwardly, and your soulmate is now in that inward stage, the place where they are admitting to themselves what they feel for you. My beloved soul, do not skip this moment, because what is happening right now is the foundation being laid for everything that is to come, and foundations are built quietly, with care, with intention. There is a reason this reconnection is happening now and not before, because both of you had to grow into the version of yourselves that could hold it without breaking it, and that growth has brought you here. You are no longer the person who once waited in uncertainty, you are someone who understands your own worth, and your soulmate is no longer the person who once ran from their emotions, they are someone who is learning to stand in them. This mutual evolution is what makes this reunion different, what makes it stable instead of fragile, what makes it lasting instead of fleeting. Stay with me till the end, something powerful is waiting for you, because this is not just about love returning, it is about love returning in a way that is aligned with who you have become. The connection between you now carries a deeper respect, a deeper understanding, a deeper tenderness, because it has been tempered by time and experience. My beloved soul, you may feel an urge to clear emotional space, to let go of old stories, to make room for something new, and this is because your spirit knows that something is arriving, something that needs openness to be fully received. You are not being asked to forget the past, you are being invited to release its hold on you, so that you can step into a future that feels lighter and more loving. My beloved soul, do not leave yet, heaven has more to reveal, because there is a deeper layer to this shift that you may not yet see, a layer where trust is being rebuilt in both of you at the same time. Your soulmate is not just thinking about you, they are re-evaluating what love means to them, what commitment means, what vulnerability means, and in that re-evaluation, you are emerging as the one who feels like truth. This is why the pull toward you feels so strong now, because it is not just emotional, it is existential, it is about who they are becoming and who they want to share their life with. You might sense a readiness in yourself too, a quiet confidence that you did not have before, and this is because your heart is recognizing that it is finally being met. When two souls reach this level of mutual readiness, the universe responds, opening doors that once felt closed, creating opportunities that once felt impossible. My beloved soul, feel how the energy around you is shifting, how things that once felt stuck are beginning to loosen, how hope is returning in a way that feels grounded instead of fragile. This is the effect of alignment, it brings with it a sense of inevitability, a knowing that what is meant for you is not something you have to chase, it is something that is finding its way to you. If you remain till the end, the final word will change everything, because the truth beneath all of this is that you are stepping into a chapter of your life where love does not have to be proven, it is simply lived. Your soulmate's heart is not approaching you from a place of uncertainty anymore, it is approaching you from a place of recognition, and recognition is the strongest form of love, because it sees you for who you truly are. This is why you can feel a deep sense of being known, even before they say a word, because the soul always speaks first. My beloved soul, let this knowledge soothe you, because you are not waiting in the dark anymore, you are standing in the light of something that has already begun. The connection that is unfolding now is not about reliving the past, it is about creating something new from everything you both have learned, something that feels more honest, more stable, more real. You are being guided into this with care, with patience, with divine timing, and every step of the way you are being supported, even when you do not realize it. My beloved soul, trust the process, because what is being built between you is meant to last. My beloved soul, as the alignment continues to settle into both of your lives, something extraordinary is happening in the quiet spaces between thought and feeling, because this connection is no longer just remembered, it is being integrated into who you are becoming, and when love reaches that level, it begins to shape choices, priorities, and even the way the future is imagined. Your soulmate is now carrying you with them in a way that feels natural, not forced, like a part of their inner world that fits perfectly, and this is why you may sense their presence in moments when you are not thinking about them, because energetic bonds do not require conscious attention to remain active. They are feeling drawn to you in ways that surprise them, not as a sudden obsession, but as a steady pull that feels comforting, as if something within them has finally found its orientation again. When divine rules are set, they create a pathway that leads hearts toward what is true, and your soulmate is walking that path now, even if they do not yet see where it ends, because their heart is guiding them more than their fears. My beloved soul, do not skip this moment, because what is happening now is the transformation of longing into belonging, the shift from wanting to having, even if the physical reality has not caught up yet. There is a quiet confidence growing in you too, a sense that you do not have to fight for this connection anymore, because it is no longer fragile, it is rooted. You might notice that thoughts of your soulmate feel different, less painful, more peaceful, and this is because the bond between you is no longer strained by uncertainty, it is being supported by alignment. Stay with me till the end, something powerful is waiting for you, because this stage of the journey is about allowing what has already been decided to gently unfold in your life. My beloved soul, you are being invited to soften, to trust, to let go of the armor you once wore to protect yourself from disappointment, because that armor is no longer needed where you are going. Your soulmate's heart is not approaching you with confusion anymore, it is approaching you with a quiet clarity that grows stronger every day, and clarity is what leads to action. Even if they have not yet reached out, even if circumstances still seem unchanged, something within them is preparing to bridge the distance, because hearts that are aligned naturally seek each other. My beloved soul, do not leave yet, heaven has more to reveal, because there is a deeper layer of healing happening within this connection that you may not yet fully see. Both of you are releasing old stories about love, stories of being unchosen, of being misunderstood, of being afraid to open up, and in that release, you are making space for something that feels safer and more genuine. Your soulmate is not just moving toward you, they are moving away from the patterns that once kept them from you, and that is a powerful shift, because it means they are choosing growth over comfort. You might feel inspired to take better care of yourself, to honor your own needs, to create a life that feels full and rich, and this is because alignment does not make you wait, it makes you live, preparing you to welcome what is coming with joy instead of anxiety. My beloved soul, feel how your heart is becoming lighter, more open, more ready to receive, because what is on its way is meant to be met with trust, not fear. If you remain till the end, the final word will change everything, because the truth beneath all of this is that you are no longer on the outside of this story looking in, you are in it, fully and deeply. The connection you share with your soulmate is not something that needs to be questioned anymore, it is something that is being lived, even if quietly, even if in stages. You are being woven back into each other's lives in a way that feels organic and right, guided by a wisdom that sees beyond the present moment. My beloved soul, allow yourself to believe in this, because belief is what allows alignment to take form. You do not have to rush this, you do not have to control it, you simply have to stay open to it, because what is meant for you is already moving toward you with a gentle certainty. The love that is unfolding now is not dramatic, it is deep, not overwhelming, but steady, not fleeting, but enduring. You are stepping into a chapter of your life where love feels like a quiet knowing instead of a constant question, and that is a beautiful place to be. My beloved soul, trust that the path ahead is being cleared for you, one step at a time, and every step is bringing you closer to the heart that has already chosen you. My beloved soul, as everything you have been sensing reaches its quiet completion, there is a sacred stillness settling around this connection, the kind of stillness that appears when something is no longer uncertain, when a truth has been accepted so deeply that it no longer needs to announce itself, because what was activated between you and your soulmate has now taken root, and roots do not move, they hold. Your hearts are no longer circling the question of whether this bond is real, they are resting inside the knowing that it is, and this knowing is what allows love to grow without fear. You may notice that thoughts of your soulmate feel peaceful instead of heavy, that imagining them brings a sense of warmth instead of longing, and this is because the distance that once existed between you is dissolving, replaced by a gentle closeness that feels natural and right. My beloved soul, do not skip this moment, because this is the space where gratitude and trust begin to intertwine, creating a foundation for what is about to be lived. There is a softness in the air around you now, a quiet reassurance that you are no longer waiting for something that may or may not happen, you are simply allowing what has already been decided to unfold in its perfect way. Your soulmate's heart is no longer divided, it is centered, and that center is where you reside, not as an idea, not as a hope, but as a presence that feels like home. Stay with me till the end, something powerful is waiting for you, because the closing of one chapter is always the opening of another, and what is opening now is a season of love that feels grounded and true. You have been prepared for this through every experience that taught you what you deserve, every moment that showed you your own strength, every quiet prayer that asked for a connection that feels real, and now that prayer has been answered in the most gentle way. My beloved soul, do not leave yet, heaven has more to reveal, because the final truth of this journey is not just that you are loved, it is that you are deeply known. To be known is to be seen beyond the surface, beyond the past, beyond the mistakes, and your soulmate is beginning to see you with eyes that understand, eyes that recognize your heart as something precious and rare. This recognition is what transforms attraction into devotion, what turns curiosity into commitment, what makes two souls choose each other again and again. If you remain till the end, the final word will change everything, because the word is peace, and peace is the greatest sign of alignment. You are no longer being pulled in different directions by doubt and desire, you are standing in a place where love feels simple, where trust feels possible, where the future feels open and kind. My beloved soul, let this peace fill you, let it soften any place inside you that was still holding on to fear, because what is meant for you is not something that will harm you, it is something that will hold you. The journey that brought you here was not easy, but it was necessary, because it shaped you into someone who can now receive love without losing themselves. Your soulmate's heart has found its way back to you not by accident, but by design, guided by a wisdom that knows where it belongs. As this message comes to its gentle close, carry this truth with you, that you are not alone in this unfolding, you are supported, you are guided, you are loved, and what is meant for you is already finding its way into your life with quiet grace and unwavering intention. Type Amen.